Last week we did the marketing plan overview, and in the first video I discussed the marketing plan framework. So this week's assignment, week 2, builds on that framework, and it builds on it using this video, the BME overview video, because in that video you learn more about the BME program. So whether you're in the program or not, you're still able to learn. On a side note, when people find out that you know how to do marketing plans, they'll ask you questions and marketing ideas. And a nice little side business, just as an FYI, is developing marketing plans for small businesses. So you may not be extremely familiar with their business, but you're still able to walk through the steps and ask questions and get the information you need to develop a worthwhile program for them to do for a 3-month period, a campaign. And you're able to explain what they should see as results at the end of your efforts. Okay, so that's done with that. Now getting back to what I was talking about. Use the information in this video as a starting point for developing your SWOT analysis. SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You're going to modify this throughout the term as you learn more and explore different areas in your research. But you'll get probably 90% of the information down now, between 80 and 90. And you can make edits to anything in the marketing plan until you submit the final version for grading. So this is just to get that starting piece in place. So while you're watching this video, you're taking notes and you're trying to organize them into some sort of framework, topics, so that they make sense to you. And that was last week, so that you were able to get that understanding and then start asking questions. And that was the purpose in our discussion board of this questions about the BME program. So it's about, what do I do marketing-wise now? What restrictions are there? What do other schools do? What is the competition? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? So anything that you came up with questions. Unfortunately, for the most part, people were asking questions about their personal assignment questions. So rather than putting them in the course questions area. So again, as you come up with questions and you're trying to expand on your SWOT analysis in other areas within your marketing plan, put those in here so that we can address them. And we'll be able to do that. For example, in the real world, my budget for marketing using student involvement is, I can spend about $500. But I want you to have a larger budget for this project, this class project. So I set your budget at $5,000. Going back to the assignment. So this is in week 2, and it's your SWOT analysis assignment. So you have a little short video to be able to explore what SWOT analysis means in general. You've watched the video from last week, so you have a basic understanding about the business management program. And then you're going to do your assignment. Now here is the assignment. You always do a cover page so that it connects. In case I need to print it off and do it by hand, I don't lose things. And then you're doing your SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, double-spaced because that's just standard. And the majority of these items came directly from the video or from the discussion. The opportunities, pretty much everything here is from the video. So you just be taking those and putting them into, I prefer a bullet point layout. You might prefer paragraph layout. It's really up to you. It doesn't really matter. And then you submit that for grading. If I have comments or feedback, which usually I don't really have a whole lot because, okay, great, what you have is strong, it works, put it in. So then you'll take what you have and you'll plug it into the framework that we developed last week. So here, SWOT analysis, and I put in strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And as time goes on, you'll come up with other opportunities as you see what other schools aren't doing. So let's take a quick closer look at SWOT analysis as it relates to the BME program. Remember, strengths and weaknesses are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. So strengths and weaknesses are the strengths and weaknesses of the BME program itself. Opportunities and threats are based on the strengths and weaknesses of what the competition is doing. So based on the BME program strengths and weaknesses and what the direct competition is doing currently, what can the program do that's either different or new that's an opportunity to increase customer awareness or customer participation, whatever. And then what could the direct competitors do more easily that would be a threat to the program, the BME program? So for example, CWI, they currently don't offer online programming for business management. If they did, because they have multiple teachers in the program and they can offer a wider variety of classes, etc., it's very likely that they would significantly affect enrollment in the online program at CSI. So that's just one threat that could be in place. You'll be expanding the opportunities and threats areas as you learn more about the competition. But you want to get down now what we've talked about in the video so that you have a starting point. So you plug it in once you've got your assignment submitted and graded, you plug in the information into your framework, and that way you have that step done. At the end of the term, in week 8, you're going to go back through. You'll have all of the information in here and in each one of the areas. That'll be a little rough. So you'll spend that time wordsmithing, laying out, maybe instead of having findings and solutions like this, you might set it up like that, and bold, and maybe 14. You might lay yours out a little bit differently in order to make it as professional looking as possible. And then you'll run through spell check and you'll double check all your references, make sure those are in place, verify your appendix items, add your calendar, all of the last minute details. But really, the SWOT analysis, all you're doing is you're putting together the assignment itself and submitting that. It'll be about 1 to 2 pages. You can always snag stuff from on here. And then after it's been graded, you'll drop it into your marketing plan. Let me know if you have questions.